This week, I love them. Last week, not so much. What's my relationship with Harley Davidson? Well, it's complicated. Anyways, let's get into it. I love seeing these bikes in the garage. I mean, I love it, but I also hate it, especially on days like today. Today was supposed to be 0 degrees, sunshine, but of course, weatherman, like always, is wrong. It was -3 and we got some snow. Not too much, but I did have to shovel, and our street doesn't get plowed, especially with this little bit of snow, so there was no way I was going to take it out in this. I'm a little crazy, but riding on snow on one of these bikes, I'm not that crazy. Well, jury's still out. My relationship with Harley Davidson. The reason I say it's a little complicated, first thing, I did a video last week talking about, the tariff and court decision over in the EU, and a few people put in the comments and they started bashing Harley about some of the things that they're doing, and for the most part, I agree with them. Now, I'm still relatively a newer rider. I've only been riding for about 4 years now. And I've always wanted a Harley Davidson. And of course, I go out and get a Harley Davidson as my first motorcycle. Absolutely love the brand, notwithstanding some of the stuff that's happened, at the end of last year or during last year with that whole woke stuff and them shipping jobs over to Thailand. And now they're going to be making vehicles for North America over there. But having said that, some of the comments that I've been getting on my account have been about other things that Harley has done. So again, I'm newer, so I've known about some of these little things that have happened, but I didn't know about stuff that's happened previously that have turned people off from Harley Davidson. I've had people talk about the AMF years. I still don't 100% know, but there was something that happened in the late 80s, early 90s. Not the tariff thing with Ronald Reagan, but something happened in the late 80s, early 90s that turned a lot of people off of Harley Davidson. I don't 100% understand what it was, but I only know what I've gone through. And yeah, sometimes I don't like Harley Davidson. But of course, having said that, I also happen to love Harley Davidson. Like I've said previously, when that whole political stuff was coming through, I was mad. I was going to sell my bikes. Initially, I wasn't, I don't think it was more talk and bluster than anything, but no, I didn't go ahead and sell my bikes. Now, I did sell the Ultra that I have, and I did purchase the Roadmaster. That, I'll say, was a catalyst for it, but it wasn't the reason I did it. I've mentioned it before. Just that whole woke thing and the Thailand thing and all that, it didn't make me never want to ride a Harley Davidson, and it didn't push me away from Harley Davidson. It pushed me away from Harley Davidson, but not all the way. It was more, it opened up my eyes that there are other brands out there that I'd be willing to ride. It wasn't just Harley Davidson and only Harley Davidson, and hence I have an Indian in the garage now. But the best analogy I can give is as a sports fan. So I was always a big sports fan. I had my teams that I cheer for in hockey and football, and I watched them almost anytime they played. I would be there cheering my team on. They got through all that whole political stuff that they all started doing, all the different leagues started doing, while I decided I'm not watching anymore, and I became a casual fan. And when I mean casual fan is I don't watch any of my sports teams anymore. However, I do follow them. I still find out what the scores in the game are, stats, how they're doing. I do follow it that way, but I don't watch the games anymore. I'm not as vested into it. And that's how I feel like I am with Harley Davidson. They're not the only brand in the lineup anymore. I do like Indian. I do like all brands, but I always thought I'd only own Indian. The Royal Enfield's for my daughter. Harley Davidson doesn't have that bike or have a small bike for my kids to learn on, so that's what that one's about. If Harley had a smaller one, I probably would have purchased that. Indian doesn't have a small one either, but regardless, I'm more of a casual sports fan. I do still enjoy it. I keep an eye on it, on what Harley Davidson's doing. Yeah, I still love the brand. I just don't have to agree with everything they do, because I absolutely love this motorcycle. I love everything about this motorcycle. I liked the Ultra, but I do absolutely love the Roadmaster. The Roadmaster I absolutely love. However, with Indian, I really don't care about the new bikes that they're coming. I'm not worried about or looking into what the company's doing. Nothing like that. Whereas Harley, loving this bike, I know when the new bikes are coming out, and I'm going to be watching their press release, and I'm going to fangirl out over it. January 23rd, if you're wondering. But that's why my relationship with Harley Davidson is complicated. I love the bikes. I don't necessarily agree with everything the company does. I love the people that ride Harley Davidson. Everyone I've met out riding, well, it doesn't matter what they ride. I haven't met any arseholes at all. It's a fantastic community to get involved with. I'm talking about motorcycling, not just Harley Davidson. It's fantastic. I did watch a video of a guy today that was just finding out about Harley Davidson shipping off all manufacturing of the RevMax bikes to Thailand for this year, and he was pissed. Now, he's American because he was worried about the jobs and American workers and stuff like that. Me being Canadian, that isn't as big of a thing for me. However, you know, I could justify spending a little bit more on a Harley Davidson because it's made in America, if that makes sense to you. I understand, you know, something coming from a different country might be a little bit cheaper, but, you know, you're willing to pay a little extra for the American made. I know they're American assembled, but what are your relationship with Harley Davidson? I know I have quite a few people that comment on some of my videos where, you know, the main thing seems to be that everyone seems to love the bike. Some don't like the newer ones. They like a certain era of them, like, you know, the 90s or the 80s and stuff like that. But the majority of people seem to love the bikes. They don't agree with the company. Some aren't going to buy brand new anymore. Some actually have completely abandoned Harley and gone to a different brand. Not necessarily Indian, but they've gone to different brands. But yeah, what is your relationship with Harley Davidson? Do you love him? Do you hate him? Are you indifferent? But anyways, until next time, later.